Nismo. The back end kicking out. Don't want to like this car. Why are they... do sound a bit elephant, don't they? You're in control of the car? I'm waiting for a snake to pop up or something. Welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to the Nissan 370Z Nismo.
So I had to dodge our pedal then.
I know, I'm looking at
it. Everyone that knows me knows how I feel about the 350Z.
Yes, now he's not the biggest fan of the VQ platform in general, but you've never experienced a 370Z, let alone a Nismo, so I'm curious to see what it's got to offer.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, but kind of not.
Let's get stuck in.
So the Nissan 370Z was released in 2009 and run all the way through to 2020. The Nismo version was released in 2009 as well. It had a few revisions all the way through till the end of the run, basically.
Yes, now you need to be unbiased on this one because, as we've said, for those that don't know Kenny, I mean, you speak from experience. He owned a 350Z, he did a lot to it, and I
spent a fortune on it.
Yeah, really didn't understand the hype, so massive thanks to Phil, the owner of this, for letting us experience what I think may change your mind, but possibly not. Yeah, anyway, let's run through the basics. So it's a Nissan 370Z. This one specifically is a 2019.
Yes, with very low miles.
Yes, covered 19,000 miles. I'll run through that when we go through it. But what engine-wise, let's run through that.
It's the 3.7 VQ V6. They're very, very distinctive in the noise of these.
Yes, they've known to be very trumpety.
They do sound a bit elephant, don't they?
Yeah. Horsepower-wise.
Yeah, this is 340 brake, the Nismo. I think the standard 370Z is around the 330 mark.
So not a great increase, because a lot of people get carried away with figures. It's not a great increase over the standard.
It's not. Well, considering what they've done with the 350, you had it's 276 brake, and then they brought up the HR, which is like nearly 300 brake.
Very noticeable difference.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a difference because the normal one was sucked.
276
foot-pound.
Rear-wheel drive. Now, these did come with an LSD from factory. Now, they were sort of, not so much slated, but they said they weren't the greatest. But
then it's 2009 technology.
That is the issue, and that is why this video is going to be a bit controversial, because anything with these in, they get slated because
it's old technology.
You're paying for a 2020 car with 2009 technology.
Well, it was £40,000.
That is a lot of money.
And they're still really, really holding in money today.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, similar money and similar sort of vehicle, but with better build quality. And
yes. The 350Z was, I would say, more of a GT car. It was marketed as more of a GT car, almost like it didn't know what it was, because it was a GT car, it was a sports car.
Well, I had the 350Z GT, so
yeah.
Yes.
And I know Nissan, with the 370, they wanted to go more sports car, and they did that with some very interesting ways.
Yeah, now compared to the 350Z, this is actually shorter, even though it looks physically
I've always said it's a bit of an illusion, because it looks bigger, it looks wider and longer, but the wheelbase is 6 inches shorter.
That's mental.
And again, for those that don't know too much, that's a noticeable difference.
It is, especially for a car this wide.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, I think they have nailed the styling. I don't know what.
Wow, that's rich coming from you.
I don't know why they've done that.
I don't think that's styling. That is usually to do with aerodynamics and wind noise and things like that.
Either way,
I believe it's functional.
It's like I've stuck it on.
Yeah, it looks like.
They could have made it a little bit more, I don't know, use the arches themselves instead of sticking stuff on. But hey ho, the door handles. Why are they that way? I just, something like that I don't like.
I like that. I don't like the fact that it's coloured and it stands out.
It does, yeah. It's the only thing on that colour on the car.
Yeah. But to me, I like it when designers go a bit unusual, because that's different. It is
very different, but it's sort of, you use the handle to open the door, which I don't like.
The French used to do it, and this seems to work.
Yeah, exactly, and they can't build cars.
But I think you'll agree, as much as you hate the 350Z, Do you agree that this is such a modern? I mean, I think even today it looks modern.
I was going to say, even for a 2009 design, it is very modern. Like, I love the lights, the way they've done the LEDs.
Yes.
It's really nice. It's pretty. The angles of everything. It is nice.
But it does arc back to the 350 in a good way, and to the 240Z, as in it's kept the coupe shape.
It has,
like your traditional long bonnet, swooping lines and everything. Guys, you join me in the 370Z Nismo with the owner Phil. Now, first of all, obviously, man, I want to say a massive thank you for bringing it down. Now, you may remember Phil did actually join us on the road trip, so I want to state he drives this car a lot. Obviously, as I said, this is Phil. Now, how long have you owned this car?
Coming up to 4 years in November.
Which is mad. And you bought it because it is a 2019. Didn't buy it brand new, but you bought it with how many miles on it?
Yeah, it had 710 miles.
Which is crazy, and it's on 19,000 miles now.
Yeah.
Now, with that mileage, I thought it was your daily. Now, Phil did say he has got another car, so he only drives this car 6 months out of the year, and he's racked up 19,000 miles, and what's most impressive is he actually tracks this thing. Now, I gotta say massive props to that, to drive something this clean and what I consider this valuable these days on track. Right, so this is going to be our first pull, 340. Oh, I love the auto blip.
Yeah.
God, it revs up to this.
Yeah.
Screams. Oh. God, you don't realise you're going that fast.
No, yeah.
Right, so now on the road trip I did jump in with Phil, but it was torrential rain, so we didn't get to do a full acceleration. Now, I've experienced a lot of EQs, we've been in some 350s. They're not designed to pull your face off, they're never gonna break any records, but do you know when you rev them out, I mean, you've got to rev them out to get the power out of them.
Yeah.
But the noise, watching the needle climb up to, I mean, you were what, 7,500?
Yeah, and peak power is at 7,400.
So you,
So,
oh wow,
yeah,
so you really have got to rev
yeah.
it. So after 4 years of ownership, I'm sure you've got to know the car, so how would you sort of summarise it?
The front end is amazing at turning in.
Okay.
And the rear end is planted. You have to try to kick the back end out.
Yeah.
I've never had it step out on me on the road once.
Yeah.
And because it's so planted, I have to take it on track to really get the most out of it.
Yeah, which is what you should be doing anyway.
Yeah, it's simply not safe on the road.
God, the way it revs out.
Yeah.
I love how well you know this car. Oh, see, that power then pulling through, that was, wow. Then it started to make sense. Then it felt a lot more alive than just going in a straight line.
Yeah, because it's naturally aspirated, there's not too much torque neither, so it doesn't spin up the wheels.
As I say, I can understand why it gives you so much confidence. Like, you've never been on these roads, have you?
No.
And
no.
Straight away, your confidence just flipping through them is amazing. Even on these bouncy roads, man, I didn't think this car was going to be this good on these roads. Well, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is, but like compared to, I'm just going to compare it to the 350 a set.
Yes, which I think is important.
It is. Now, I know a lot of people slate the analog design and everything, but I still really, really like that.
I do as well, and that's another issue with modern cars. I mean, I know it's, again, it's...
That is dated as hell.
Yeah, it is. It's a sort of old school pixelated
It's like a little LCD screen. Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for Snake to pop up or something. And I'm that old. Yeah.
But no, the analog, and I love the fact that, you know, a sports car, because you've got the rev counter in front of you,
It's
that
central,
prioritise
that's right,
the rev counter.
Is it bush gauge? Bush gauge? No. Sorry, I'm just joking. I love NA doing.
I do like those dials. I like, again, the touch points. You've got the Alcantara steering wheel.
That's really nice.
I mean, you've got the bits of leather,
Gear
red
shift is
stitching.
it's nice and short as well from the factory.
Yeah.
That CD player is very old looking. It does feel dated in here.
I mean, it's only when you look at stuff like that.
Sorry, I just want to go back to the fact that you mentioned the GTR. This is better.
There we are. We did have a chat, me and Phil, and I'm glad you agree. There's something
really
way more special feeling about this interior.
It feels more premium.
It really does, yeah.
Even though it's very plasticky, it still feels more premium. So.
But do you know, it's still a Nissan. People need to understand you're still buying into a Nissan. But to me, this is Nissan stepping it up. That's how I would put it. It's still a Nissan, but it's Nissan's best.
Yes, they tried. The throttle feels quite laggy, and it is in sports. The clutch is quite high. So I'm just going to go front first. It's the mid-range power is there more than anything.
Yeah.
I really don't like this throttle though. The throttle feels really, really heavy, and so does the clutch.
Okay.
Oh, see, it's very.
Yeah.
It gives you so much confidence, and it's perfectly weighted. The car, I initially thought coming down the hill, the car felt quite heavy.
Yeah.
But coming up through there, it actually feels more nimble. I don't know if I know it's hydraulic steering.
Yes.
But I don't know if it seems to sharpen up the faster you're going.
Well, I said to Phil, like, we did our first pull in the straight line, and I was a bit like, okay, it pulls well when you get up in the revs, but he started throwing it around down there, and it made more sense. Like, it did come alive.
Yeah. I really don't want to like this car, but I'm not going to lie, this is one of the best chassis I've ever driven.
What?
Honestly, so well put together. Everything is responsive. The steering is fantastic. The brakes work so well, considering it's stock brakes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it takes the bumps really, really well.
It's so planted.
It's great, isn't it? Really, really good chassis.
This, like you said, the chassis in general, you can feel, oh my God, the turning. Expecting it to do everything for you, but it's a good balance of, from my experience, it feels modern, but you still feel like you're in control of the car.
I think that's the hydraulic steering and the manual box, obviously, it gives you all that.
And because you haven't got crazy torque going through the rear wheels, you come out of a corner,
and you're on it.
planted.
Yep.
You haven't got to worry about the back end kicking out because you've got the 285 tyres.
That's the thing. When he kept saying to me the back end's really planted, I was thinking he's not driving around now. I'm not gonna lie, but no, you can really feel that grip through the rear. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's just mad that these cars get slated, and I honestly think, well, yeah,
one of the people that done it, yeah.
But even from other reviewers, journalists, things like that, I think the world is spoiled. If something's not lightning fast, people are just not happy. But this, to me, is a much more of a driver's car than, say, your TTRS and things like that.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. It's just, it has blown me away. I'm not going to lie. I come into this thinking it sucks. I hate them. The 350 is dead in the water. This is a completely different car to the 350Z. So Phil's Nismo 370s.
Yes, now this example is very, very slightly modified. He's only done tarmac sports, technically a back box delete, and an external oil cooler. But I just want to say, for a standard car, what a package.
It's mad, like I said, and as I've been saying all through the video, I hated the Z platform.
Oh, you didn't mention that?
I didn't think I did. But honestly, this has totally changed my mind. This, I think, is what Nissan were trialing with the 350, and I think they perfected it with the 370.
Yep. Well, my point was they didn't really know what they wanted from the 350. The 370, they were a lot more focused, and it really shows through. And what you said, they feel like completely different cars, which I didn't realize till today. So there's bound to be more people out there like Kenny that just dislike these cars at this platform.
Honestly, go and drive one.
Yeah, so this is why we love doing what we do, because again, our eyes have been open to this.
Yeah, and thanks to Phil for just saying to us, go nuts with it, because we always try and treat every car with respect, and he was like, no, drive it the way I drive it.
He told me, he drives it on track. I said, we don't drive him that hard. He said, you better drive it as hard as I do, and he tracks this thing.
Yeah.
So massive thanks, and I just want to say the values of these cars now. At the time of filming this video, the cheapest one is 21.5 grand, and the most expensive one is £46,000. Granted, that one's got 700 miles on it.
Perfect example.
So, wow. Right, yeah, right. We'll stop
I know.
now. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much, man, for giving us the keys, as always. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Why don't I hate this?
Yeah, you like I said.
I do.